Hey there, welcome to ZX Crochet. So today's tutorial is going to be about these beautiful crochet sleeves. You can call it a crochet bolero or crochet shrug. It's got a lot of names. So yeah, I used a treble crochet stitch and a chain stitch and then a slip stitch. So it's really beginner friendly. It's comfortable on the body and you can also use it as a scarf if you like. So I'm going to be using this acrylic yarn, 2 strands because it is small, a 3.5mm hook, a darning needle and a stitch marker. So it's going to be beginning from this side, coming to this side. This is like the front panel. These are 6 rows, and on the 7th row you have 1 2 3 4 5 boxes, and then same applies to this side, 5 boxes, which also has the neckline. Then proceed with the back panel. So this is like the body of our shrug, and then come with the sleeves that side, come with the sleeves this side. So mine is measuring about 18, but it can really stretch. It could be showing 15, but when it can go up to around 18 inches. And then it is 6 inches long, but it can also stretch a little bit. Yeah, that's for an intermediate, so you can go ahead and make yours. So I'm gonna be chaining. So we make a slip knot first, and after making a slip knot, we are going to chain in the multiples of +2. For my case, I made a chain of 60, which was measuring about 17 inches. Remember, my bust is 34, 35, so you need to divide that into 2 and come up with the necessary number of inches. So you can see mine is around 17 inches, and that is okay for me. So after that, I'm going to yarn over for row 1, yarn over twice like I've done, and then you're going to begin counting. Count from the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and go into the 6th chain. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and that is our treble crochet. You can see we have put it into the next 6th chain, and we've skipped 5 chains. So after that, chain 1, yarn over and skip 1 stitch and go into the next stitch with another treble crochet. After that, you're going to yarn over again. After yarning over, skip 1 chain again, 1 chain or 1 stitch, and go into the following stitch with a treble crochet. Yarn over, skip the next chain and go into the following chain with a treble crochet. So I'm going to be doing this up to the end of row 1. Coming to the end of row 1, I've already made my chain. We have 2 chains remaining. You're going to skip 1 chain and go into that last stitch. Skip this chain over here and go into the last stitch. If you have more stitches remaining, just pretend you have 2 remaining. So I'm going to finish off row 1. So this is what we have. I hope you have something like this. After that, you're going to be making a chain of 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for row 2. Turn your work again, and after turning your work, you're going to yarn over twice first, and after yarning over twice, skip that chain 1 space and go on top of the other treble crochet with a treble crochet. Chain 1, yarn over twice. I hope you are yarning over twice because that is really important. That's if you're recreating this. And after yarning over twice, you skip the next chain and work on top of the previous treble crochet. So this is what you're going to be doing up to the end of row 2. Just treble crocheting on top of treble crochet. So continue to do that until you're done with row 2. So we are coming to the end of row 2. I have my second last treble crochet, so you're going to chain 1, yarn over twice, and remember the 5 chains that we skipped at first. Here we are. You're going to skip that one chain, the chain which is immediate next to the treble crochet, skip it and go into the following chain with a treble crochet. Also, this part is quite critical, so please put it into consideration. So after that, our row 2 is done. We are going to be doing the same thing. So for row 3, you're going to keep repeating row 2. If you want your work a little longer, you can go ahead and repeat row 2 for as long as you want, but for my case, if you want my size, I repeated row 2 until I came up with 6 rows. You can see this is what I have, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 rows. So you can continue until you have 6 rows or more rows according to what you want. So the next part, we are going to be placing our neckline, which is also like the 7th row that we want to be counting. So to place the neckline, you're going to count 5 boxes. For that tutorial, I made 4 boxes this side, and I also made 4 boxes this side, but for my actual piece I did make 5 boxes. So if you want 5 or 6 or 7 boxes, the same technique applies. So for the tutorial, I'm going to be using 4 boxes. So this is what we have. I'm going to count up to this point, and then I'm going to place my stitch marker. This is where the 4th box is going to be, or you can place it where your box is going to be. It could be 6, it could be 5, it could be however much you want. So I'm going to count from this very stitch right here, because remember there is a part where we need to chain to make the neckline. So this is where I'm going to be counting. From that point, I come on counting up to this point, because the points with the stitch marker, we are going to be working into them, so we did not count them. So that's how long our neck chain is going to be. So you can see this, these are 6 for mine, and then I made here 5, but you can make 4 or 5, however much you want. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Here I am, I'm finishing off the 4 boxes, and after finishing off the 4 boxes, or however boxes you have decided to come up with, just make sure that your neck is going to go through whichever space you've left. That is really important. So take off your stitch marker, go on top of that treble crochet. Remember, you're working on top of treble crochets only, except at the end of the row where we work into the previous chain. So after that, I'm going to count from this point up to the other point, and I counted that there were 38 stitches that were not going to be worked into, so that means my chain is supposed to be 38. I'm supposed to chain 38. So I'm going to continue to chain 38. So these are my 38. This is my chain of 38. The next thing you're supposed to do is make sure that the right side of the chain is facing you. You don't want it twisted, because it will really give you a hard time. So after that, I'm going to yarn over twice, and after yarning over twice, I'm going to grab my piece of work, and I'm going to go in, take off the stitch marker first, and after taking off the stitch marker, I'm going to go into that same space with a treble crochet. You can recount, it's really simple. So now this is what I've done, but remember, this is like just for demonstration, please. I really did make 6 inches for the front panel, then the 7th panel is the one containing the neckline, And then the back panel is also, it's gonna be having 6 rows. Oh sorry, it's supposed to be 6 rows actually. So here we are coming to the end of this row. This is supposed to be like my 7th row since I made 6 rows, but for demonstration of course 2 rows were enough. So go into that last, insert your last treble crochet which is going into the previous chain, and remember what you're doing. You're skipping that first chain which is really next to the treble crochet and just placing your treble crochet into that chain. I hope that makes sense. So for row 1 of the back panel, yes, now I hope this is not confusing you. This is row 1 of the back panel, and you're going to chain 5, turn your work, yarn over twice. After yarning over twice, skip that stitch and go, skip that chain 1 space and go on top of the treble crochet with another treble crochet. And we are going to continue this, and I'll meet you at the point where I'm supposed to show you how to treble crochet on top of the chain. So here we are, this is our chain. We are going to begin working on top of our chain, and nothing really is gonna continue, sorry, nothing is gonna change. So you're going to chain 1 as you've been doing, and then yarn over twice. After yarning over twice, skip that next chain, that very next chain, and go into the second chain with a treble crochet. After that, chain 1, sorry about that, chain 1, yarn over twice and skip that next chain which is around here, and go into the next chain. And I'm going to continue doing that up to the end, up to the end of the chain, then continue with the 4 boxes that I also will be working into. So here we are ending of the chain. You can see we have 1 stitch which is there, so you're going to skip it, and after skipping it, you're going to skip it and go on top of that treble crochet with another treble crochet. If in case you counted wrongly, you only need to, you could treble crochet 2 chains together, so that you make sure that you have to be treble crocheting on top of a treble crochet, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna continue. This is row 1 for the back panel, and continue till it is done. Skip the next chain and go into the following chain. Skip that chain and go into this chain over here. With a treble crochet. So row 1 of the back panel is done. For row 2, you're going to just repeat row 2. Remember we did row 2 already. So now you're going to chain 5, and after chaining 5, just continue doing the same thing really. If you made 5 rows this side, make sure they correspond. They should be 5 rows for the back panel. If you made 10 rows, you should make sure that the back panel also got 10 rows. So if you made like 20, the back panel should be 20. So that's how it's supposed to be. So here we are, I'm done making mine, you can see. So you're going to slip stitch this together. I'm going to begin applying the sleeves, so you're going to slip stitch this together, and after slip stitching it together, I'm going to make a chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. After making a chain of 5, remember I'm working on the parts of the sleeves now, so you're going to go into that space with a treble crochet. I hope you can see that I'm working into the space, and then after that chain 1, yarn over twice, and now I'm going to go right here it's like a stitch. Hope you can see that. At first I worked into a space, now I'm working into a stitch, and your work is going to be having these parts too, so I hope you're working into the same parts, because if you decide to work into the stitches only, the sleeves are going to be a little bit tight. That's why I decided that I was going to be working into the space, chain 1, work into the stitch. That's the space, and this is the stitch right here. And I'm gonna be doing this up to the end of this round. So we are coming to the end of round 1. We are not going to be working into any other thing. We're just going to join our work together, but I'm going to be joining. You can count up to the 3rd stitch, or just make sure that you slip stitch into the chain that is 2nd from the previous treble crochet. I hope that makes sense. If there's anything you don't understand, just drop it in the comment section down below. So I'm going to slip stitch, and after slip stitching, that means our round 1 is done. So for round 2, you're going to make a chain of 5, and after making a chain of 5, I'm going to turn my work. After turning my work, I'm going to begin working on round 2. I'm actually working on round 2, so I'm going to skip that next chain 1 space, and I'm going to place my treble crochet. Skip this chain 1 space and place your treble crochet on top of on top of another treble crochet. So I'm going to continue doing that. Chain 1, you know the drill actually. So chain 1, yarn over twice, skip the next stitch, go on top of the other treble crochet and place a treble crochet. I'm going to do this up to the end of round 2. So after that, I'm going to make a chain of 1, and after making a chain of 1, I'm going to single crochet. You could count 1, 2, 3 and go into the 4th stitch. Count from down going up and go into the 4th chain actually with a slip stitch, and after that I'm going to make a chain of 2, 3, 4 and 5. Make a chain of 5 and turn your work. So this is round 3, and for round 3 I'm going to be repeating the same thing, the exact same thing like row 2. So yarn over twice, skip that chain and go on top of that treble crochet with a treble crochet. Chain 1, yarn over twice, skip that chain, go on top of the other treble crochet with a treble crochet. So just continue that up to when you end of row 3, or simply we are going to be repeating row 2 until we come up with the desired number of rows. So you're going to keep repeating round 2 until you come up with your desirable number of rows. This is the body of the sleeve, and this is the sleeve part, and we are going to be repeating the sleeve part onto this side too. So this is my sleeve. One sleeve is done, and these are 25 rows in total, but you need to measure your arms and know how long or how short you want yours to be, so put that in mind. So these are my 25 rows of sleeve, and then we are going to be repeating the same thing onto this side. 25 rows this side, and when I measured, when you stretch it, it's about 27 inches long, but without stretching it is 22 inches long. So I'm going to continue to finish this side, and I'll meet you when I'm done. So these are my 2 sleeves, and we are done. Actually, this is the neck part, it's pretty wide, and these are the beautiful sleeves. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, I need to show you how to join when you're finishing it off and cut off your yarn. Yeah, so let's do that. When you're done with your sleeve, when you're done making your sleeve, let me unravel some. So here we are coming to the end. You're going to chain 1 as usual, join your work as we have been doing, nothing changes. Join your work with a sleeve stitch, or join your round with a sleeve stitch. That's our last round. Chain 1. After chaining 1, you're going to cut off your yarn, and after cutting off your yarn, pull out the loop. So this is how you finish off your sleeve. After that, we are going to weave in the ends. We have some pretty ends to weave in, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Grab your darning needle, insert your yarn, and weave in your ends in whichever way is easy, or in whichever way that you like. So after that, you are going to be cutting off our yarn, like cutting off the excess, of course, and I'm going to be repeating the same procedure for all the outside yarns. And this is our finished product. Please, if you make this, do not forget to tag me. I would really love to see that. And if you have anything you want to see me crochet, also put that in the comment section down below. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So thank you for watching, and happy crocheting.